Hi 6th graders, I hope you've been doing well. Today we're going to move on in Unit 5 to Lesson 3, which is all about simplifying algebraic expressions. Our learning target is I can simplify algebraic expressions using the distributive property and combining like terms. So let's go ahead and let's practice some of these. Alright, so our like terms, what that is, it is terms with the same variable raised to the same power. So if we take a look at 4x minus 3x plus 2. If you notice, both of these have an x, and it's just x. It's not like x squared or x cubed, it's just x. So these are what we call like terms. We could combine them because they are the same. They both have an x and they both are just to the first power. Okay, this plus 2 at the end doesn't have an x, so we cannot combine it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's combine it. We are taking 4x minus 3x. Well, 4x minus 3x, 4 minus 3 is 1, and then we still have our x. Okay, and then we still have that plus 2 on the end. Okay, 1x plus 2 is really the same thing as x plus 2. Okay, we don't need to put that 1 in front. You can if you want to, but you don't need it. Anytime you see just an x, just assume that there's a 1 in front of it. Okay, so that is how we combine like terms. Let's go ahead and let's start practicing. So for this lesson, I like to have a highlighter, and I like highlighting which terms are the same. Okay, so we have 4x plus 5x plus 8x. So if you notice, they all three have x's. So that means all of these can be combined. Okay, so we're really taking 4 plus 5 plus 8. 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 8 is 17, but we can't forget that x on the end. So it is 17x. Awesome, moving on to number 2. This time we have 7x plus 9 plus 2x plus 5. So let's start with our x's. Our 7x is the same as our 2x. They both have an x. Okay, now let's change colors. Now we have a 9 and a 5. Okay, our 9 and our 5 can be combined, but our 5 can't be combined with our 2x because it has an x on the end. So let's go ahead and let's start combining. We have 7x plus 2x, and then we have 9 plus 5. Well, 7 plus 2 is 9, and then we get 9x, plus 9 plus 5 is 14. So our answer is 9x plus 14. Alright, let's go on to number 3. This time we have 12 plus 4x minus x plus 6. So again, get your highlighter out. Let's highlight our numbers. We have a 12 and we have a plus 6. So those two can combine. Okay, changing colors. We have a plus 4x and a minus x. Okay, since they're both x's, we can combine them. So let's go ahead and let's get started. We are taking a 12 plus 6, and then we're taking a 4x minus x. Well, 12 plus 6 we know is 18. And then we're taking 4x minus x. Remember, that's like a 1 in front. 4 minus 1 is 3. And then we have an x still and a plus. 18 plus 3x. Awesome. So that is how we combine like terms. Okay, I like to highlight so I know which ones go together and which ones do not go together. Moving on to the second part of our lesson, we're going to talk about the distributive property. So the distributive property, here's your definition. To multiply a sum or difference by a number, multiply each number in the sum or difference by the number outside the parentheses. So that probably sounded like a bunch of jumble and you didn't really understand it. So let's practice. So we have 3 times 2x plus 5 all in parentheses. So what we need to do is we need to distribute that 3 to both the 2x and to the 5. Okay? So what we're really doing is we are taking 3 times 2x plus 3 times 5. Okay, now we can go ahead and we can multiply. Well, 3 times 2 is 6, and then we still have our x on the end, plus 3 times 5 is 15. So our answer is 6x plus 15. So let's go ahead and let's practice a few more of these. So we have 5 times x plus 8 all in parentheses. We need to distribute that 5 to both the x and to the 8. Okay, so we're taking 5 times x plus 5 times 8. 5 times x is really just 5x, because that's like a 1 in front, remember? 5 times 1 is just 5. Plus 5 times 8 is 40. So our answer is 5x plus 40. Moving on to number 2, we are taking 2 times 3x plus 1. We need to distribute that 2 to both the 3x and to the 1. Okay, so we're taking 2 times 3x plus 2 times 1. Well, 2 times 3 is 6 with our x, plus 2 times 1 is 2. So 6x plus 2. Alright, and one more of these. We are taking 7 times 3x minus 4. So again, we need to distribute that 7 to both the 3x and to the 4. Okay, so we take 7 times 3x. This time it's not plus because we have a minus sign. Minus 7 times 4. Well, 7 times 3 is 21 with our x. Minus 7 times 4 is 28. So that is our answer. Alright, so we just practiced combining like terms and the distributive property. Now let's practice both of them. So go ahead and fill out this white box. Here are the steps to simplify an algebraic expression. You first need to use the distributive property to remove the parentheses. And then you need to combine like terms. So we have one example over here. If you notice, we have this 2 times 5x plus 8. We need to distribute that 2 to both the 5x and the 8 to get rid of our parentheses. Whoops. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's distribute. This 2 goes to the 5x and to the 8. So we take 2 times 5x plus 2 times 8, but then we still have that 3x on the end. Excuse me. Alright, so let's multiply. 2 times 5, I'm losing my voice. 2 times 5 is 10x, plus 2 times 8 is 16, plus 3x. Alright, so now we have a long line of terms. So we need to combine them. Which ones could we combine? Right, we can combine this 10x plus 3x. Okay, well 10 plus 3 gives us 13x, and then we still have this 16 on the end, so 13x plus 16 is our answer. Alrighty, let's practice. So we need to simplify each algebraic expression. So we have 4 times 2x plus 1 all in parentheses minus 3x. Before we can combine terms, we need to get rid of these parentheses. So to do that, let's distribute our 4 to our 2x and to our 1. Okay, so we're taking 4 times 2x plus 4 times 1, and then we still have that minus 3x there on the end. Okay, 4 times 2 is 8x, plus 4 times 1 is 4, minus 3x. Okay, now we need to figure out which ones we can combine. Well, I see x's, so we can combine this 8x minus this 3x. Okay, 8 minus 3 is 5x plus 4. Now the thing that you need to be super careful with about is that there is a minus sign in front of that 3x. That means you're subtracting. We're not adding 3 plus 8 to get 11x. We're subtracting 8 minus 3 to give us our 5x. Okay, so be super careful when it's a minus or a plus sign. Moving on to number 2, we have 7 times x plus 2 minus 5 all in parentheses. So again, we need to distribute that 7, so that 7 goes to the x and to the 2. We're taking 7 times x plus 7 times 2 minus 5. Don't forget that minus 5 on the end there. Okay, 7 times x is just 7x plus 7 times 2 is 14 minus 5. So now take a look at the ones that we can combine. I see two numbers, 14 minus 5. Those are the only things that we can combine. So we still have that 7x. 14 minus 5 gives us plus 9. And that's our answer. Alright, and our last problem for this lesson. We have 4 times 3x plus 8, all in parentheses, minus 7x plus 1. Again, we need to distribute that 4 to the 3x and to the 8. So that 4 goes to the 3x and to the 8. So we're taking 4 times 3x plus 4 times 8 minus 7x plus 1. Alright, 4 times 3 is 12x plus 4 times 8 is 32 minus 7x plus 1. So that's super long. Let's figure out which ones we can combine. Well, I see a 12x and I see a minus 7x. So those could combine. And then I also see a plus 32 and a plus 1. So those could combine. Well, 12 minus 7 gives us 5x. And then 32 plus 1 gives us 33. So we get 5x plus 33. Alright, so that was our lesson all about simplifying algebraic expressions. Please let me know if you have